Okay, we are green, which I think means we are live. And I hope that I have everything right today, where I have my audio set up. You guys can hear me. And I'm gonna jump right in. Yeah, see, it's weird. I think it doesn't happen anywhere else. It's just this weird glitchy thing with this restream chat. But whatever. I'm jumping into C4D because it has become my new obsession. What up, Drew? Yeah, C4D is my new obsession, so we're gonna jump into C4D here, and I have this little sketch. Let me show you the sketch first. Here it is. Do 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 do. This is what we're gonna try to make today, and we'll see. We'll see if I can do it. I think I remember how to do that frame thing. I'm gonna make this frame thingy majiggy. This is gonna be some sort of like atom weird sphere. These are splines, I think they're called. This is just a ring, and then we're gonna like cut that ring in half. A bunch of spheres here. This is a weird, I forget what it's called. It's almost like a soccer ball style shape, and this is going to be just a rectangular prism thing. Um, and I'm gonna try to create these things in C4D. So I actually brought this sketch into C4D already, but I'll show you how I did that because it's actually pretty cool that you could bring a sketch into C4D. I don't need it that big, it's just kind of like reference point, but I am going to click off the picture viewer. So I think it's Shift F6 is the shortcut for picture viewer. Now this picture is already brought in, and basically how I did that was I just went to my desktop where this image is saved and I dragged it in. And so you see that this picture is kind of floating. It's not part of my workspace yet. And in order to get it part of the workspace, I just click on these like three lines up here and I'll drag it. If I want to place it on top of this camera view, I can drag it up here and you'll kind of see like these weird gray liney things. So that's where I would place it there, but I'm going to put it on the side here. And so you'll see where it's going to be placed right there. And then I just need to shrink it over here like this because I still want this workspace to be as big as possible, right? And actually, I can bring this one down. That'll be fine. Something like that. Okay, cool. I'm going to drop this chat so you can see what I'm working with. All right, so I've got a ton of these objects that I'm going to start placing in, starting with this rectangular prism. Pressing 1, I'm going to drag this camera down. Let's just drop a rectangular prism in. And this doesn't need to be like perfect. I'm going to have some sort of rectangular prism here. I'm going to have a few spheres, which I'll get to. I'm going to do, how about this like ring thing I'll do next, which is a tube. Now this tube, I'm going to hide the cube. This tube I am going to shrink down, and so I could, the outside radius would be growing this one or shrinking this one, and then the inner radius is this anchor point here. So I'm going to find something like that. There is also a quick way to somehow rotate. Let's go. Rotation segments. I'm going to up these segments to like 25. That's cool. And I can show the segments by pressing N, D. Cool. There's a way that I could quick, oh, here, orientation is plus Y right now. Positive Y. Let's see what happens if I do negative. Oh, you can't really tell anything. Let's go to positive X. Cool. And let's say positive Z. I don't know. I kind of want it to be like this. Oop. I don't know. I'm going to have to rotate it. So I'm going to press, I think the R is the shortcut there. So if I press R on this, no. Shortcut R, rotate tool. How come I can't see display? For some reason I can't see it, and I ran into this problem yesterday too. Is it Control E? No. It's something. Oop, I don't know what that is. Control E is preferences. Man. There's something here that I have to. There's a shortcut to get these. Oh, this thing maybe. No, this one. What's this? Shortcut is L. So if I press L, now I can see my rotation tools, which is weird. This thing has to be turned on. Enable axis, so I could see my rotation axes. Now, if I go back to this thing, my move tool, which is shortcut E, I get these anchor points. This one is scale, which is T. Now you'll see I get these other anchor points there. And R for rotate. Now I can rotate this guy, and I'm going to rotate him kind of like this. Cool. Awesome. Now let's go back to, which one is this? Move tool is L, E. I'm trying to learn my shortcuts here. Okay, cool. So I got this ring thing here, but it's a full ring. If I go to tube, inner radius, outer radius, rotation segments, cap segments, height. Yeah, there's a way. What's this do? No, it doesn't work. There's a way to cut that guy in half or something. Slice. Hey, look at that. I'm going to slice it. From 0 to 180. I think I want to flip this. What if I just did from 180 to 0? No. Okay. That's going to be back to 0, right? It's going to be a negative. Is that what it's going to be? Yeah, negative 180. Cool. So I got some sort of ringy thingy there. Ringy thingy. Okay, I got a ringy thingy. I have this rectangular prism thingy. I'll get to the triangle thingy. I'm going to work on this one next, this weird sphere-y thing. And try to remember how to do this one. Okay, so this, I think, is in here. Is there like a atom, atomic something or other? Mesh, no. Explosion, spherify. How about in here? Cloner, matrix sounds cool. It's not step. What's in here? I don't want it to extrude. Is it already like a... Nope. Let's go here. Is it... Could be just something here that I'm looking at. Angle limit. Nope. Basic properties. Nope. I'm looking for something called like atomic something or other. Okay, well, I want this to be a... icosahedron. Coordinate quaternary map. It's got to be here, man. Maybe I'm just missing it. Let's see. Twist. Mesh. No, I don't think it's mesh. Displacer. No. It's some sort of atomic something or other. Do. Where are you? I know you're somewhere. Volume mesher. Vector. No. Subdivision surface sounds. Oh, atom array. Cool. Okay. Now, I want to atom array this guy. Does the atom array become the parent or the child? I think sphere needs to go inside atom array. Yeah, look at that. I did it. Now, if I zoom in on this guy, you can see what I'm messing with here. Cool. Cool. Now, if I click on atom array, I think I should be able to manipulate, cylinders and spheres. So you could see that these spheres here are the connectors, and they're connecting all these little cylinder tube things together. It's like connects or something. So I can mess around with this. Also, I learned yesterday that if I just, instead of like clicking, and I could click and hold this up arrow and it will adjust incrementally. Or if I single tap, I can adjust it like one by one. But I could also, if I click and drag my mouse up, it jacks it up like super fast, right? So if I want this thing to be like really fast, I can click on that up arrow and then drag my mouse up or down, and it will scale a lot faster. So anyway, and then I could do like the same thing here with these little tiny sphere radii. Whoa, I can make this thing really wacky. Subdivisions. Let's see what this does. Oh, that changes, I think, I'm going to say that it changes the number of, divisions inside these things, which will make it smoother. And yeah, you could see on these little, what are these cylinders here? You could see all the segments there. I don't think I need that many. I'm going to go just stick to 10. And I'm going to do nice round numbers here, 2 and 5. Is that what it was at originally? I don't even know. Cool. What single elements do? I don't know. it can't really tell. It's not too obvious. All right, cool. Camera 1. Drag this thing back center. Okay, also I realized, I think, what do you call it? Like ground zero or something? When you place an object and it just places it, by default, it places it at ground zero, which would be, I'm assuming ground zero means 0x, 0y, 0z. So that's why it's, and it's going by the center point, where this center anchor point, or if that's what you want to call it. So your objects, their default little anchor point or center point there is going to be placed at 0, x, y, and z, which is why it is currently underneath the work plane, the initial work plane there. Does that make sense? That half of it is above, half of it's below. Okay, now I have, if I turn these back on, all of these things in the same spot, right? Cool. I have a ring. I have a rectangular prism. I have this atomic array. This thing is let's turn these off. And actually, what I could do is, let's see. Is that just a null? File, no. Create. Yeah, I think I want to create a null layer. And inside this null, I could put all these guys, since I have so many shapes here. So if I shift-click all of these and put them inside the null, now I can minimize that null and Is it Alt click? Yeah, if I Alt click that thing, it'll turn them on and off. So I don't know if that's easier or not. But that way, like, I could see all of those things that are inside my null. And this I can hit enter. And I'm going to rename objects. Cool. So now you cannot see my objects, but if I hit Alt on this guy, I think I want them green. I don't know what the difference between green, gray, and red. Well, red, obviously, is you can't see it's turned off. Green, I would assume, is turned on. Gray, you could still see it. So let's go gray for now. What the heck? We'll have to figure out what green means. All right, so far I have a ring. I have this rectangular prism thing. I have a atomic array. I'm going to put this one in, which is, I forget what it's called, platonic. I'm going to put a platonic in. Notice when I put the platonic in, it is not inside this this null object layer, so I can still hit Alt and turn that guy off. So now I'm going to mess with this null, or sorry, not the null. I'm going to mess with the platonic. So platonic, I can do all these interesting tetra, hexa. Ooh, that's fun. I'll come back to that because I'm wondering octa. It's almost like I want to make a dice eventually. Ooh, that's a really interesting one. Icosa, that's fun. And Bucky. So I want Bucky because Bucky is like a soccer ball looking type thing. And that's what this guy is. And I can, again, like increase or decrease the segments, but I don't think I really need segments. Radius is 100, that's fine. That's it. I think I'm good with Bucky, just like that. Basic. Visible and editor. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just looking at all these parameters to see if there's anything fun to play with. Okay, cool. So far, I've got a platonic. I have an atomic array. Platonic, atomic. Ring. Rectangular prism. Let's mess with some splines. I'll get to spheres and these triangular prisms or whatever they are. They're pyramids. Those would be pyramids. Okay. Let's put this platonic, since I think I'm done with it right now. I'm going to put it inside with my objects here. Yep. Cool. This atomic array is only on the sphere. You'll see that there, right? Just going through my hierarchy here. So I could probably rename this atomic array like atomic sphere. Let's do that. Atomic sphere. Cool. Yep. And all of those are inside my objects. And if I press Alt and click on this guy, you'll see them appear. 2 more clicks will turn it off again. That's just, so I can clean up my workspace a little bit. That's really all it is. Man, my computer is getting wonky. Okay, next is, let's go with these splines. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do these splines. So the next thing over here is your spline pen. And, well, that's just one of the tools. Inside there is a spline pen where you can vertex drawing and manipulation tool. If you click and hold it, you have all of these different guys here. And so first thing I'm going to do is place a rectangle. And press 3 and rotate my camera. So now you see my rectangle here. I am going to change the parameters a little bit here. Rectangle. Nope, I don't want X. T is scale. So when I press T, it scales it, and then you'll see these anchor points come up. I don't want that though. I want it to be. Huh, that's interesting. It's like constrained right now. Um, huh. I don't. Man. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I want to. Let's see. Will the blue one work? See how it's just keeping a perfect square right now? I don't like that. Let's go back to here. Let's see. Can I? Nope. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Back to rectangle. I mean, I could type it in, but I don't think I want to type it in. I would rather. Where are my little, like, scale thingies? Yeah, I get that it turns into that, but object axis, software. When you're learning these things, it's not the most obvious. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'll just use my up and down. Get something. Okay, cool. Okay, so I have to do something else in order to get to see the spline, because right now, if I render this out, you can't see it for some reason, because it's just like the outline, I guess, of the spline. So I forget what I need to do now. I need to drop something. I have to put something on there to make it a frame. Do I just cube it and then put this thing inside the cube? Nope. Put this inside the rectangle. Did that work? Nope. And I forget what I have to do to the spline. Oh, maybe it's something in here. No, it's not my cloner. Is it like extrude? Put my rectangle inside here. I don't think that's what I want, because now I have something, but I don't have. It's just like a flat. Although that's kind of cool. I can make 2D images that way. Okay, what if I control Z U? I just want to take the rectangle out of there. What happens if I put extrude inside the rectangle? That did nothing. I know there's something. I have to do something to that thing to make the spline show as just like a single thingy. And I don't remember what it is. Spline wrap? Maybe I put a spline wrap. Let's see. I'm going to go back to this handy dandy little thing here, and let's see. Yep, you created that stuff. Yeah, true. Let's go back. Hmm. I'm gonna be stuck here. All right. Well, since I'm gonna be stuck there, let's move on. I'll come back to this spline later. I'm gonna delete you, and I'm gonna delete the rectangle too. We'll come back to splines. Sorry. Let's put some, I guess, what else do I have here besides? Okay, let's try these pyramids. I'm going to click on this pyramid. Nope, not what I meant to do. Hold down, click on pyramid, pyramid, pyramid. Okay, I got this pyramid. Now, the way this guy did it was he put a cloner. That's this. This is a cloner. So if I put the pyramids, I think, inside the cloner. Yeah, cool. So here I have 3 cloners. If I click on cloner somewhere, it should say object. Here you go, count. So I can make like a gazillion of the same object just by using the cloner, but I'll keep it at 3. Now, what's offset do? Okay, don't want off step. This is cool. There's different ooh, what's radial? That's fun. Dude, check that out. Whoa. Radius? Oh, cool, dude. I didn't even know. What? That's crazy. That's amazing. Wow. That's not what I want to do, though. But it's pretty cool that I could do that. Radius. Oh, well, I'm turning this off. Linear. I still want it to be linear. Now. I mean, there's all these different steps here that I could try to manipulate, I think. Whoa, no, that's not what I want to do. There's got to be mode per step, endpoint, instance mode, iterate clones. Okay, this guy did something else. Can I select each one of these somehow now? No. If I click on the pyramid. Nope. Okay, what did he do now? He did something to spread these apart. What was that? Yeah, plain XZ. Whoa, that's wacky, huh? Start angle, end angle. Oh, I switched it back to radius. Linear. Somehow I have to get these all down to the bottom. And then spread them across the plane there. Well, I know he did this thing, which is like a... where's the stepper? Okay. If he does step, and then you put this cloner inside the steps. I don't know what just happened. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. Okay. Take the steps out. Oh, what just happened? Oh, that's interesting because if I delete the step, everything inside the step deletes. So I just want to bring that cloner out so I can delete the steps, right? All right. So I have some work to do. First thing is I need to remind myself how to do like this spline framey thing. Then I need to figure out how to scale these things across and then grow them like as they're scaling, right? I want the first one to be short, this one middle, medium, and this one large. And then I'm going to start arranging objects. Oh, and then I have splines to make too. I got a lot of stuff to make still. I will be back in about, let's say, an hour to see if I can finish this up. In the meantime, I have to go refresh, kind of take a look and see what I have to do in order to get these last few objects in place. Then I'll start arranging, and hopefully afterwards we will have some sort of composition. And so Where'd my objects go? Oh, that's interesting. What? Oh, I totally just messed this all up somehow. They're all here, though. Okay, I got all these objects here. If I do something like this, what if I select all of these things, and then this guy did something really interesting here, where he says num shift 8, which means multiply, and if I do like 500, yeah, that actually worked. So this thing just spread out all of my objects that I've made so far. Is that all the objects I've made? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Wait. Where's my atomic array? This guy. Where are you? Uh-oh. I think I lost something. Okay. I gotta find this guy. Oh, wait. There he is. I knew you were here somewhere. Okay, cool. So those are my objects that I have so far, and I have a few more to make, and then we're going to start arranging these things to kind of make a landscape. Whew, man. As you can see, just learning how to manipulate objects and place them is quite the task here when you're first starting out with C4D. But once you have it down, it's pretty cool. All right, that's our start. I'll be back here in an hour. See you.